going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 42 of our West Ham career mode, and today we have got the transfer window to get through, or a decent chunk of it, and we've got some things to look at. Now, in the squad, we're in a pretty decent spot, as you can see. I believe the back line is in a good spot. Younger players that are getting good, of course. Diop at 23. Akanji at 24, 23 for Angelino. Klosterman is only 24 as well. I think the back line's good. It's got some good backups as well. Red Sauce at 21. Oxford has grown a lot more than I thought. He's only 21 as well. Ola Aina, 23, and is a good backup. And Masuaku is the oldest of the bunch, only 26 though, doing rather well. Goalkeeper's done as well. Now, what we did talk about last episode was getting a cam in. Pablo Fornals, he's just joined West Ham United in real life, and we're going to bring him on into the club, and he will be an upgrade on Lanzini. But we also have Dani Olmo, so we may move Lanzini out of the club, and we have a ton of money, like £200 million, and we have Sarr, Felipe Anderson, Onyekuru, Reynaldo is coming along nicely as well, so we're good there. So really, we're going to have £200 million to get Fornals, a midfielder, then possibly a striker. And then we may have a couple players move on out, and we're also looking, hopefully, to bring in a player that would go ahead and replace Michael Antonio, who we may move out as well, just somebody who can play across those front spots, and we'll see what happens. If we get in a bid perhaps for Arnautovic, we may move him on as well, but we are going to see. Let's do our training first, see if we can bring anyone in and do a little bit of training. We'll do Reynaldo here. Sprint speed, yeah, we'll up that. I'd like his pace to be a little bit better. McKennie can get some time. He's going to have a increased role this year. Fullbacks are good. Center back, we can do Retsos, who's starting to get rather good. What do we up here? We'll just do his regular defending stuff. Make him dominant back there. Can we do Dani Olmo? We can. Dribbling is alright. Shooting, passing. We'll up shooting. Why not? And then we got one more spot, and we'll get Reynaldo another one. Why not? Dribbling is done. Passing. We can up his vision. Long pass can get up as well. But that one's rather good also. Can't do much more with the shooting. Yeah, we'll do this one as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. Reynaldo will get a couple, and then some other players in there will hopefully grow as well. Dani Olmo almost at 82, which is why we don't mind moving Lanzini on. And price-wise, you can see £182 million, 400k in wage budget pretty much, and then we may get another 9 million-ish from this tournament as well. So obviously in an unbelievable spot so far, but that means we're also have a glut for money, and considering where we've been going, we may move on for some bigger players, larger players, and we'll take a look and see who we go ahead and think about here. Though this is always the biggest issue, getting off this first couple of days. And here we go. Transfer budget increase from last year. Afolian still here, still being an absolute pain. But we're going to go ahead and jump in on Pablo Fornals at the moment. We're going to jump right into that. We don't want him to get away. Transfer hub. Pablo Fornals still at Villarreal. Can play a variety of different positions. As you can see, 24. Between 50 and 68 million. See what we can get in here. Excuse me. Alright, offer transfer fee. We'll go almost 50,000. That would have been not so great. We'll go to 50 million. Let's see what they say here early on. 65 million they want. Propose new transfer fee. We'll go try 55 million, see what they say. And they're comfortable with 55 million, which is pretty good. Not too bad. I'm not too bad with that there. Comfortable enough. And now, hopefully we can get them to negotiate some good terms and come into the club. Squad role, important. He'll want crucial. Yeah, that's fine. I always try and collect important just in case. Let's try 5 years. Alright, comfortable with that. No release clause, which is good. And 96,000. Alright, counter. Remove the bonus. Submit that. 96k is not too bad. He's eager to join the club, and in he comes. 96,000 pounds a week is quite a bit. But we have plenty of money. We're okay with it. And into the squad comes Pablo Fornals, and he's going to jump right into the starting lineup because I really believe Lanzini will be out the door. And that is a pretty good lineup we've got at the moment. Not too bad. Now, the places we were talking about strengthening with our 126 million pounds still to spend, and possibly more with sales, would be midfield and striker. And we've got a couple of options on here. Rashford, Kane, Maxi Gomez. Can we go for Rashford or Kane? We've won the Premier League last year. Semi-finals of the Champions League. Harry Kane is 26. Do we go after someone like Harry Kane or Marcus Rashford? Harry Kane, Tottenham finished 6th last year. Can we lure him from a club like that? And also in midfield, there are plenty of options here. Some with some scouting reports to come in, and then we've got some scouting reports to come in on some players we're looking to use to replace Antonio should we do it. We've also got some midfield options here that are starting to get rather good. And we are in a really good position. 91 million to 136. It looks like Tolisso has just moved. We'll take him off the list. I'm not sure how good Gabels actually gets in this game now that we're looking at it. Fabian, 65 million. Lo Celso, that's pretty cheap. Lo Celso for where he's at. His wages are a bit up there, but that's not too bad. Awar, that's a good one to have as well. And Dumbele. Do we go for Awar, Frank Kessie? That's not too bad. Problem with people like Kessie and Dumbele is that we have two really good players in that spot. Really, with Rice and Zakaria, we kind of want someone who's a little bit more creative. And really where I'm looking is probably Awar, Lo Celso. Milinkovic-Savic would be good. And then Harry Kane. Look at all the money we'd have to spend for Harry Kane. And a lot. And then Rashford. Do we go for Rashford? Could we possibly get both of Rashford and Awar into the club, perhaps? We're going to move forward just a little bit. Do we go big? We've changed the difficulty for this one this time round. Made it a little bit tougher on ourselves, so hopefully we can turn that into something. Another transfer offer for a Folian. What is this? Oh, I guess I looked at that already. A couple players want to play. We're just going to sim our way through, but what do we do? I really want a midfielder, and striker is the secondary priority, but if we can get Rashford in and a proper, really good midfielder as well, like Awar, then, I mean, do we do it? He might get pretty good, this lad, but We're gonna move him on. Not good enough to get into the side, I don't think. So we'll have to see where we stand with some of these. We're gonna let a couple of bids come in possibly for some of our players before we go ahead and move on just yet. Ajax, we may get a little bit further into this. We do only have a month or so. Interest shown in Calvert-Lewin, which is not what I wanted. Loan offer for Carvajal, which is good. It's what we wanted. We're going to go for the midfielder. Not Milinkovic-Savic, too much money. I'm leaning Awar. Of course his transfer talks broke down, but I'm leaning Awar with our midfielder option. That's where I'm leaning. I'm liking that kind of player, a little bit more creative. Another win there. We're gonna go right in for Awar, I think. Awar or Lo Celso. If we get priced out for Awar, which I don't think we will, we'll go for Lo Celso, but I'm leaning Awar right now. This one, not as great as I would have liked. Too much money for Milinkovic-Savic. 86 over. Let's see. How's he looking? 84 vision. We can also probably train him at 22 also. We're going to go for him right now. 47 and 69 they're looking for. Let's see what we got here. We're going to go right at 48. Make sure they don't walk right out of the building. 59. That's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. 52 and a half. 54.2. And we're going to take that just as it is. 54.2. Let's negotiate with him. And that would be a lot of money left over for a striker and the backup that we need without the pay coming in. Can we get important on him? He's only 22. Nice. Andy wants a 5-year contract. Very smooth, Awar. Very smooth. A release clause. 101 million. Alright, good. 61. See, I was expecting so much more. I'm just going to accept that. That's good. He didn't want the release clause, and then the issue came, and we dealt with it. A little more money that way on his wages, but we have the money for that. And can we bring him right on up? Awar. Get a foliant out of my face. Who do we move down here? Yes. Now we've got Awar, Declan Rice, and Pablo Fornal's midfield. That is a rather good midfield, I feel. And striker. Can we go in for Rashford? What do we have money-wise? 71 million with 213. We could get Rashford for that price. Let me know what you guys think in the description there. We may hold off on Rashford for the moment. Maybe next episode we'll go looking. We'll see if we get any more options this episode or anything like that before we go right on into it. Let's move forward here. Let's get through this. We get some players in, or not some players, some bids in for some of the players we're trying to offload. Antonio, Lanzini, and maybe we can go ahead and have that money left over to get Rashford and the backup that can play in all those positions, perhaps, is the idea. That would obviously be pretty good. This transfer window is going to go by a little bit quicker than I feel than other ones, assuming we get some bids in. Hopefully Lanzini, his bid comes in. Antonio as well. Got some prize money there. Real Betis coming. And then we're starting to get some scout reports to come in on some of the players we were looking at. And we beat Bettis. Declan Rice is hurt. Not great. But we have someone in Zakari who can come in and nothing would change. We're going to delegate this a little bit. Oh, 7.9 they're comfortable with. Alright, we'll just accept that offer. 2 days, not too bad. Alright, so let's go back to the transfer hub really quick. Alright, so here we are. We're going to take a look. We're getting some scouting reports in. I'm actually surprised at some of these. Ignore my cat playing with a battery. We're going to wait for a couple more to come in. Though these players were just looking to fill in Antonio's spot. They won't play a bunch, but they can play across all the front three, though Moise Keane really can't. And while these two say they cannot, they can. I'm actually pretty surprised at Guiri's stats on this, but Sargent can. And the others definitely can. Calvert-Lewin is just moved though, so we're gonna clear that out. Munir would be a good option, though Munir is probably the most expensive. See, 22 million for a third choice across the front three is not exactly where we're looking to go. But we've got Leon in the final, who we beat 1-0 earlier, and I offer for Pape Cech. Oh, whoops. I accidentally blocked that offer. Not what I wanted. Ugh. Okay, but offers will come in, and we were going to ask for a little bit more anyway than the 20 million. That is my fault. Completely messed that up there. And Dan Ghana is going to get a decent offer for him as well, which is pretty good. A couple of decent offers there for some players. Weren't going to do too much. 7 or 8 million almost between those two players who weren't really going to play. So not too bad. And maybe a bid will come in for Tony Martinez as well. And we've got an offer for Wilshere at 12 million. And then we maybe do keep Diop. We're going to delegate this a little bit. We're going to start it here. We're going to see what we can do when it comes to these two in midfield, because only one of them is leaving. So we're not really going to move a ton of them on. We're not looking to just mass clear out. Beaten. And Declan Rice sent off. A red card early. A late penalty. Not great, but not too bad when it comes to the tournament. Let's see where our first game is. And then we may just move forward just a little bit before the end of this episode. Scout reports. Antonio did go 5.5 million, so we do need someone to come in at that position, as Lanzini's complaining, though he's set to leave. August 2nd is the Community Shield. Yes, and our season starts on the 10th or the 8th of August, so not too bad. We have a decent start to the season. As you can see, Brighton, Newcastle, Leeds, Watford, so we can afford to work our way through the window and not force anything in, really. But if we get to transfer offer for Tony Martinez, not bad. 5.6. We're gonna block offers again. I really gotta stop doing that. Why do I press the Y button? But what we do have to do is get to that point, see if an offer comes in for Lanzini. Maybe if we get a couple offers. Here we go. Agreement for Wilshere's sale at 13.5. Alright, delegate at 8 and try it. We'll try that. And we can just accept that offer for Wilshere. We'll see if another offer for Diop comes in. What are we looking at transfer-wise? We're going to be close to 100 million once Wilshere is done, as well as Tony Martinez. We could have tapped Tony Martinez around, really, actually. An offer for Pape Cech. 23 million. Let's try this and see what happens with Pape Check. If they can't come to an agreement, we'll just move Wilshire on. And that'll be that. And then Pape Check will stay. And we'll move in that way. Tony Martinez, 7.7, which is good. Let's see Pape Check to come in. Get our development moving. And we'll see. If we can make enough money, Lanzini especially, depending on what he brings in, and Wilshire, we may go, we have an option to go for Rashford. I think we're going to go for Rashford. And they've pulled back on Wilshire. It took too long to have a bloody agreement. Alright, well, we're going to end the episode right here. Transfer offer for Kemp. We'll just accept it. And you guys let me know. Rashford, maybe we raise enough money for Kane. Let me know where you want to go with that. But that is going to be it for now, guys. We bought in some big transfers. Hope you folks have enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. And peace.